Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to On the Spot with David Rodgers. We've got a great show coming up for you. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to On the Spot with David Rodgers, a live Facebook interactive show where you, the viewer, has total input on topics of discussion regarding any subject that includes commenting, talking, or debating, not with just your host, but with each other, you, the viewers. You control and run this show. We are just a rudder that steers this big old vessel. This is the show that is wide open with no limits as we bring it to you first. We discuss news, politics, and business, sports, and other things pertinent to our community, to include Stark, Lake Butler, Keystone Heights, Waldo, Melrose, Brooker, Middleburg, Lake City, and the entire regional area. We also talk about happenings in the great state of Florida and South Georgia as we talk about news, politics, and sports, and also delve into news and current events going on in our great nation and the world today that affect our everyday lives. Now let me introduce the show team, the guys that make it all happen, bringing the move to the groove. First, behind the controls with the video and audio is our senior producer, Mr. Command and Control, the big dog, our executive producer, Super Dave Daredevil Holland. And joining him behind the scenes, keeping the flow to the show, is our director, Michael the Dragon Slayer Heater. Up next, our advertising and marketing guru, John, better than Snopes Propes, our sports production assistant, Roger the Tornado Cruz, and our man with all things weather, Austin Storm Chaser Stevens. And now my co-host for this evening with local news and breaking information, Mitchell, the American Scout, and your lookout on terrorism and anything else that does not belong or looks out of place, Gunner. Say hello, everybody, Mitchell.
Good afternoon, everyone.
And still on vacation is our historian and governmental whiz on national and world politics, Byron, fighting to help keep your freedom and rights bagged well. And I'm your host, Mr. David Rodgers, the voice of the Bradford High Tornadoes, and
the Show Pony.
Guys, welcome to the show. We are coming to you live from the Emergency Operations Center here at the Bradford County Sheriff's Office, and we want to thank our host, Sheriff Gordon Smith, and his great emergency management staff for their hospitality, as they always do. Tonight's show is brought to you by Schuster and Sabin Law Offices in Jacksonville. Visit them online at www.piplaw.com. Just a reminder about our new format to make sure you, the viewer, get your chance to interact. That's right, folks. We have the all-new ADO. Mitchell, right. Tell them what ADO stands for.
Audience-driven overtime.
Audience-driven overtime. That's right. Our new format gives everyone equal opportunity in each segment. But when we hit a topic near and dear to your heart and you want to address it, we go into ADO, audience-driven overtime. So you, the viewer, get your say. But now it's time to kick off the show with our prayer, our pledge of allegiance, and a patriotic quote of the week. So let's bow our heads, ladies and gentlemen, as we have our prayer. Our righteous Heavenly Father, let us once thank again for a wonderful and glorious day you've given us, dear Lord. Thank you for this Thanksgiving weekend, dear Lord, that we were able to celebrate with our friends and our family, dear Lord, and that you bless everyone that was able to enjoy this weekend, dear Lord, and the ones that wasn't able to, that you just put a touch on them, dear Lord, that they was able to enjoy it from somewhere or somewhat, dear Lord. Thank you for the food that we received, that it goes to nourish from our bodies and our bodies to thy service. Keep a hedge of protection over us, dear Lord, as we go out throughout the rest of the weekend and the week. Any unspoken prayer request or prayer request, dear Lord, that you, dear Lord, touch everyone that has a special prayer request. Again, thank you for letting us do this show. Thank you for letting us live in the greatest country in the world today, the United States of America. And, of course, our military, dear Lord, that's keeping our freedoms from keeping our freedoms of this great nation. And we ask for these things in your Son's name, Jesus Christ. And the congregation says,
amen.
All right. I'm going to stand and do the pledge here. All right. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Amen. All right. Again, welcome to the show, ladies and gentlemen. And with our brother Byron out tonight, we want to give you a quote by our third president, Mr. Thomas Jefferson. If you want something you've never had, you must be willing to do something you've never done before. What a great quote, right, Mitchell? That is about as true and as factual as you can get. Here is your quick and dirty for this Saturday night, sponsored by Austin's Weather Service in Keystone Heights. Find Austin's Weather Service on Facebook. Send in your zip code and get a detailed local forecast just for you. First news story right here. Bradford County battled a hay field fire near Northwest 75th Avenue and Northwest 180th Street this afternoon. The fire, sparked by a hay baler that caught fire, burnt about a half acre, but was quickly managed by responding personnel. Volunteer firefighters from Brooker and Theresa responded along with personnel from Lottie and Helburn Springs. There were no injuries. Marion County firefighters are teaming up with the Mojo Grill in Ocala, Florida for a fundraiser to help a flight nurse battling cancer. It will be Friday, December the 13th at 1826 Northeast 2nd Avenue in Ocala, Florida. The benefit is for Shands Care flight nurse Danielle Hoffaker, who is fighting lung cancer. Call 1-352-274-2434 to order a full slab of ribs for only $20. That's right, ladies and gentlemen, to order a full slab of ribs for only $20. Delivery is also available in the Marion County area as well. A reminder that the McClenny Christmas Parade and Street Festival will be on Saturday, December the 7th. The event starts at 9 a.m. and the parade kicks off at 6 p.m. The following weekend is our Christmas parade on Call Street in Stark, and our own Mitchell Gunner has the details in his local report coming up on that.
That's right.
Don't forget that Bradford High School will have a special monument dedication this Friday, December the 6th. The dedications for our fallen heroes who graduated from Bradford High School. The event starts at 10 a.m. at the school, and on the spot, we'll be there for that event. Finally, here's your Austin's Weather Service quick and dirty forecast for the region. Plenty of sunshine and near record warmth gives way to rain showers from a cold front late Sunday. A brief cold snap and potential frost are on tap for Tuesday morning, and more seasonal temperatures will move in. And that's your quick and dirty for this Saturday night, brought to you by Austin's Weather Service out of Keystone Heights. From the coming of cool weather to a flash forecast, find Austin's Weather Service on Facebook.
That's right.
We did the research, and tonight we absolutely know who Mitchell's great-great-grandfather is. Do you happen to know who that is,
Yes,
Mitchell?
I do.
Do you?
Yes,
That's
I do.
William Wallace. If you don't know who William Wallace is, he is the leader of the Scottish Revolution against England. Any comment on that?
If you haven't seen the movie, you need to watch
Excuse
it.
me.
It's a good movie.
It is a good movie. You're right about that.
Him related.
Yes, it does. So, anyway, glad that you can join the show. Hey, big-time college football going on. Lot of local stuff going on, Mitchell. I'm glad Mr. Wallace is your great-great-grandfather. Maybe you can tell me the story about that later on. But I'm going to turn it over to you since Mr. Bagwell's not here. Got a lot to delve into. We got a big game coming up tonight with Florida and Florida State.
That's
right. Big-time
Gators.
interstate rivalry. Well, yeah, we'll talk about that here in our sports section. But I'm going to let you get into the local news and events that's going on starting today and throughout the rest of the Christmas season.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Which, today was Shop Small Friday.
Yes.
So
Saturday.
Not
Yeah.
on Friday, Saturday. So I hope everyone got out and shopped. I know my wife, she did her part. She went in and shopped in town. And I'm telling you, that's the way to go. It helps generate a lot of tax dollars for things that we need, our government.
Yes.
So when you go out of town and spend your money, just remember that you are giving your money to another county and not the one that you live in.
Right, and I do believe that John told us at one time that
Right.
43% of that money stays here in the county when you shop small shop Saturday. So that's great. I hope a lot of people did that, and I did see a lot of people out after, and we'll talk a little bit about that, about me and you being on the radio. But when I was coming through, I seen a lot of people out there in town.
Oh, definitely.
So that's great.
And then on December the 7th, 8:30 to 10 o'clock a.m., breakfast with Santa at Stark Elementary.
Okay.
Then also on December the 7th, from 4 to 7 p.m., you will have the Winter Wonderland there at Southside Elementary.
Okay.
And of course, we talked a little bit about the Christmas on Call Street and our Quick and Dirty. Everybody knows that everything gets kicked off Friday afternoon with carriage rides. If you haven't got a ticket, I don't know if they have any more left. Those have to be purchased ahead of time. Then Saturday is going to be a fun-filled day from 10 o'clock to even after the parade is over at 6 p.m.
Right.
They're going to have vendors. We're going to have a car show from 2 to 5. They're having a pageant. You can also see Santa Claus, the gazebo set up there, I guess also for you to take pictures.
Right.
A whole lot of things. The parade at 6 o'clock. After that, there's going to be a reading of the Christmas story and, of course, the Christmas tree lighting. So a lot of things is going on in a quick bit of time.
In a quick bit of time, within a 2-week period.
Christmas, it's up on us really fast.
Yeah,
It's like as soon as Halloween's over, it's like, boom, it's Christmas time.
You know, somebody was telling me at work, Mitchell, that, at my regular full-time job that I do, you know, some people just think I just do this and that's it, but I have a regular full-time job as well, as most of these gentlemen do as well. But we was talking about that, and they was talking about how November came so quickly and it's gone. Thanksgiving is gone, and like you said, we'll be sitting here doing a Christmas show right before Christmas. That is crazy, isn't it?
It is. I mean, take for instance, I went ahead and I took Wednesday off as a personal holiday, and to get that 5-day, long weekend.
Yes, you did.
Shoot, it's already over.
Yeah.
So time is just flying by.
Yep.
But I've got some news I want to share.
All right.
One of the things I want to share with everybody is me and Tom Germano. We went to see Mr. Dodds at the road department before the holiday break, and we sat down with him, and I came up with a way to reroute the traffic at the collection site there at 21B and State Road 100. Mr. Dodds, Benny Jackson, and Danny Riddick, they went out to the spot on Wednesday, and they overlooked everything, and they are going to pretty much take my plan into consideration.
Okay.
They're going to widen that entranceway a little wider. Where you normally come in now and go up the ramp, that's going to change. You're actually going to go in and around the cardboard igloos where you drop off your cardboard.
Right.
And you're going to come up the back side. That way, when you go to exit, you are on the right side, and you will not have to face oncoming traffic trying to make it up the ramp while you're trying to go out. So I think this will also help with a lot of confusion, and hopefully it'll slow down the accidents from happening in that area. People's not left out there with their trailer out in 100 or the rear of their car. This gives actually more space for cars to line up to get to the dump sites, dumpsters and stuff. So I want to thank Mr. Dodds, Mr. Benny Jackson, and Danny Riddick for going out there and looking at that and coming up with a plan, and thank him for sitting down and talking with me and Tom Germano.
Good.
On Tuesday of last week. So.
I know that was one of your projects that you was really working on. You've got several projects that you're working on, ladies and gentlemen. If you don't know Mitchell Gunner, he's really into a lot of community stuff. That's why we made him our local guru on local things, local government, and local things going on. And Mitchell has been involved in several projects, and this is one that he really got involved in. And sounds like you've got things moving forward, and I'm glad that these gentlemen of our community agreed with your plan, because when we all talked about it, we thought it was a great plan to begin with.
Right. Well, and a lot of other changes is going to be happening from County Road 18 all the way to 21B in the near future with the new road that's going to go into Keystone Airport. So there's going to be a lot of assessments and surveys going on,
Right.
and probably we'll see a lot of changes in the near future of making that area safe
Right.
for drivers. Also in the news, I want to mention that County Manager Brad Carter will resign from his position.
Wow.
Brad Carter has served 13 years as the county manager. The resignation will be effective on December the 19th. Brad Carter released the information following a county commissioner meeting on December the 21st. Carter said that it has been an honor to serve the people of Bradford County. Commissioner Daughtry, who was appointed chairman, said, not speaking for the other commissioners, could see Rachel Roden, the deputy manager that we have in place right now, fill in the role while the commissioners decide on their next move. Given the Sheriff Smith has the commissioner's approval to assume responsibility for some of the other departments that once was overseen by the county manager. They will discuss this at their next county meeting, which will be December the 2nd. So they may also still looking at appointing someone within to take over that seat.
I want to just wish Brad Carter on his resignation there. I don't know what his next plan is or whatever.
Right.
He may be retiring. It didn't say right
Didn't
there.
say.
But if he's going to retire, wish him well on his retirement.
Oh, definitely.
I want to thank him for his service as the county manager as well, and just wish him well in whatever his future endeavor is.
Right. Now, I know a lot of people's going to say, oh, my goodness, he's talking about that fire station.
Well,
But I wanted to get into what was discussed at the last county commissioner meeting that took place on that Thursday night.
right.
One of the things, Mr. Riddick had a thing to go through to show how the money was spent, what it was spent for, and all that, a whole breakdown. So
Right.
he went through, and it said 300,000, which we already knew that, and
Right.
it went to 500,000, and it went to 700,000, and now we're at over $900,000 that we have spent toward Fire Station 10.
Right.
But one of the most interesting things that I seen in the county commissioner meeting was that while it was up there on that board, it didn't say a fire station.
Right.
It said a garage.
Wow.
And so I was really shocked to see that it was a garage
Right.
and not an actual fire station.
Right.
So I'm sitting there, and I got up there and I explained after Danny Riddick had called out some fire codes and stuff like that. So I got up there and I told him, no, if it's a fire station, it has to follow the 13E-3-2-3, that all fire stations are supposed to have fire suppression sprinkler systems,
Right.
Fire alarm panel, and all of that. And even if it's not so, it's also a public office area. It's an annex area for the tax collector's office. And those ladies who work in there, and the public that's going in and out, I said they are not, they don't have the protection if there's a fire,
Right.
because there's no fire alarm panel. If a fire truck catches on inside the bay and it's in there on fire and the fire's moving toward them, they have no if there's a fire in there without a fire alarm system.
Right.
So I discussed that and some other things, and as I sat down, Commissioner Riddick said something toward me about the fire station and stuff, and I says, and I commend Commissioner Daughtry for
Right.
letting me speak from out there in my seat. And my basic thing was, we don't know what it is. You have misled the public. We have been told it's a fire station, then we were told it's a warehouse, and then we was told it's a fire station, and tonight you show us up on the board that it's a garage. So it can't be all these things. I said it can only be one thing.
Right.
And so he says that, and he said that the fire trucks are there, and they're not going to move anywhere. And it's my whole thing is, I want what's right for us as the taxpayers to be told the right information from the get-go. And if I go from any commissioner, it doesn't matter who it is, If I ask for something, I expect them to tell me the truth.
Right.
Not tell me the truth or mislead me that it's something else than what it really is.
Right.
And so that's the main thing why I'm so upset.
Yeah, and we just happen to be talking about the fire station, Mitchell. Not to mean to interrupt you here, but we could be talking about anything. We just happen to be talking about the fire station. When a public servant, no matter who it is telling you something, that's what you want to see. And if he says something, that's what you want to see happen. Right. You know what I mean? It's like I said, this just happens to be the fire station, but on any level of politics, if a politician or anybody tells you that they've done something or they're doing something, that's what you want to see. So, and like I said, it just happens to be that one of our main topics is this fire station, and a lot of money has went into this fire station, and now we need to figure out what we're going to do in that, with that.
Well, you know, with Mr. Riddick saying that the fire trucks are there and they're not going to move, I seen the article that was written all up in the Bradford County Telegraph. I wanted to give them props because I use some of their information and appreciate it for what they do for our community, getting information out there. But Mr. D.K. Bennett said Riddick is right when he said that the fire trucks aren't moving. He stated that the station has been paged 12 times since it opened in August the 12th. And only twice there has been a response from Fire Station 10.
Right.
Bennett said call statistics provide a roadmap to where services are needed, but assessment was never made prior to the construction of Station 10. So that lets me know that they didn't go in there, do their assessment if that fire station actually needed to be in that right location.
Got it.
And I don't know why you would skip over that. That's a big thing. You want to make sure that you're putting something in the right place where it's needed that's going to benefit the citizens of Bradford County.
Right.
So that had me a little upset, but I'm glad Mr. Bennett has come forward with this information. Even it says even though that it was solid on the need for hindsight response for the south end of the county, Bennett said they put it in the wrong place to begin with. You should put water in the hottest fire.
Right.
They should have put our resources in the most needed area. And I agree. And he also says in there that he also walked into Fire Station 10, which is now a garage. He also said when he walked in there, he looked around and he also knew something was totally wrong with the building, just like I had already been saying.
Right.
So, I mean, I'm not going to lie to people. I don't have no reason to lie.
Right.
I'll tell you the truth, and if I make a mistake, I'll tell you I made a mistake.
And I've seen this with you already. If y'all don't know Mitchell Gunner, anybody that's tuning in that is new to the show, and by the way, thank you for joining us on a Saturday night where we got our big time rivalry college football game going on, which we'll be discussing. But if anybody knows Mitchell Gunner, he does his research very well. He doesn't bring anything to the table that hasn't been researched or double checked. Right. And I've seen you when you made a mistake. I was at a board meeting where you actually made a mistake, and you went up there the following meeting and went, "Hey, whoa, I made a mistake here."
Right.
So
everybody makes mistakes.
Everybody does.
But you know
That's
what?
Exactly right.
It takes a real man or a real woman to admit it.
It does. And we've got a lot of those great people here that we work with our show, and there's a lot of great people out there that does the same thing as well. So, go ahead.
And one of the things now, we're talking about Fire Station 10, but I know our sheriff is moving on to more and better things at Fire Station, that's 20, correct?
Right.
Which is Theresa.
Right.
Instead of living quarters that were going to be set up at Fire Station 10, they are going to go to Theresa. They're moving EMS out of the out of the house that they're renting.
Right.
So that actually frees up $1,000 a month plus a light bill.
Right.
And move them back into.
It's funny that you talked about this because I just got a note, and it says the sheriff's office has assigned someone. Didn't say who the someone was, but I'm gathering to know, I think I know who that may be, to oversee the transition of the Theresa Fire Station, including the residential areas, apparatus area, and scheduled staffing by volunteers by January 1. Major changes, and enhancements are underway. So I already know that is in full force. I've actually spoke with that individual, and he's told me that things are progressing the right way. So that is great. So maybe we'll see some, he was saying, these major changes and enhancement come underway.
You know, and I wanna say a big thanks out to the sheriff and DK Bennett, Captain Conkel, and everyone who's involved. You know, we have this little thorn in the side, that's what I call it.
Yep.
And they are already looking at other alternatives to make things happen and make things work to keep our citizens safe. But my one thing is, I'm probably going to be at the next county commissioner meeting, probably not the one on Monday, but the one on Thursday night. And my thing is, I want to know what are we going to do with Fire Station 10.
Right.
I don't want us to spend $900,000 and it's just sitting there.
Right.
And not being used.
Right.
Yeah.
So.
Part of that plan, part of the discussion involves personnel making daily checks and weekly cleaning and checking of that station. And
Good.
So it's going to be maintained. It's going to be. It may not have the sleeping quarters there, but there is a plan in place that those trucks get checked on a regular basis. They'll be available to respond if a call comes in that area or if they need another apparatus for a fire anywhere in the county.
Now, Michael, since you're here, is it true that the sheriff may also have a 3-year plan for that particular Fire Station 10 to try to move forward?
Yeah, there is a plan. I can't speak as to the time frame.
Right.
But I have heard rumblings based on some of the appointments that are being made, the individuals that the sheriff's office would like to have down there putting stuff together, the core volunteers that are being recruited. There's a volunteer meeting on December 12th to bring in more personnel. And my understanding is that there is a plan in place and being developed to enhance the level of service, that basically the Keystone and Theresa stations will be almost like a tandem station.
Right.
Whatever's done at one station will be done at the other, and vice versa, to help build up the responses and decrease response times in the south end of the county.
Good.
So is it a possibility that with those sleeping quarters that's going in Station 20, some people may be responding from there over to Fire Station 10 to use those apparatuses?
It is
possible. In a real emergency situation?
It is possible, but unlikely. One of the proposals that's been pitched is adding some additional equipment at the Theresa station.
Right.
An additional brush truck, additional phone capabilities, some additional support service units that would be staffed and run out of Theresa. Right. But during the day, volunteers, if there's enough personnel at that one, then they would spend their time down at Station 10 and they would be doing that sort of thing. And then eventually, yes, I think you would see a residential area, sleeping quarters going in at Station 10. Right. But that is part of the long-term plan to see how things progress at Theresa first.
Well, I'll tell you what, I'm just thrilled as how fast that, our sheriff's office has moved forward for our fire and EMS and getting the living quarters at Sampson City and also there at Theresa. It's great to see things happening fast. It gives insurance to the citizens that, hey, we're going to be taken care of if there's emergency.
And it's not just the south end of the county.
Right.
The firefighters assigned to the Lottie Fire Station have put in literally hundreds of hours in cleaning, repainting, upgrading the facilities at the Lottie Fire Station. And same thing at the Hilburn Springs Station. And if the appropriations is approved and the funding comes through for it, the county fire administration will be built at Hilburn Springs, adding on to the current facility that's there as well. So,
Right.
so there are some changes, and it's not just limited to the south end that we've focused on. It is a county-wide effort by the sheriff's office to
Right.
ensure enhanced public safety and decreased response times.
Good.
And I'll tell you, me and David, we appreciate every man and woman
Yes.
who works for fire and EMS, because
To include one of our very own, Mr. Michael Heater.
right.
Does all
and I
kinds of
tell
things.
you, the calls, y'all are picking up the calls,
Yep.
and y'all are getting the job done, no matter what. And I know some of y'all guys, y'all work some really, really long hours, and we'll appreciate it. I know some of y'all probably get into working 16 hours plus at times.
I know a guy that does
So-
that.
So the great things are coming, you know.
Yeah.
I just wish we would have planned that station out a little better than what we did.
Yeah.
You know, and one thing I want to say, since I'm on here, I know Mark Williams, he done the construction of on there.
Mm-hmm.
And like I told the commissioners one night, Mark could only build it the way he was told to build it.
Correct.
You know?
That's right.
So some things he might have could have caught, some things he might have did caught, and he did bring it to their attention, and nothing had been done. And other things may just been out of his scope, and he never worked on the fire station. I don't know if that's true or not, and maybe some of those things got missed. But I know whatever those architect plans say is going to go there, he has to build it by those plans.
And I'm glad you mentioned Mark Williams, and that's a great thing that you just said there, Mitchell. I would like to invite Mark Williams, if he'd love to come on the show, if he's watching or his lovely wife is watching. I'd like to invite him to come on the show if he'd like, and explain to our viewing audience and to our local community what happened as far as he's concerned. And I even open it up to Danny Reddick and anybody else that wants to come on here. Please do. It's an open forum show. We'll give you a chance to speak, and like I said, there will be no ill will from any of us on this panel, because we all just want to fix it.
Right.
Maybe we can help try to fix
Right.
it, and that's what we want to do.
Right.
So.
And go ahead and let everybody know I'm not out for Danny.
No,
not
not
one
at all.
bit. If Danny was on the side of the road, broke down, I'm pulling over. I'm going to help him.
Yeah,
That's
on
just-
anything. If he calls, call on anything.
It's a business thing, and
Yep.
you know, as more we go into this at county commissioner meetings and start seeing more and more paperwork, we actually get more and more clear
Sure.
on the finger pointing.
Right. Right.
You know, and
that's
that's
right.
why I wanted to bring out Mark Williams. Hey, you know, he may
Yep.
have seen these issues and brought it forward, and they said, no, we're going to go with what's here.
Right.
So he's got to do what is told to do on those prints.
All right. I've got one more thing here as far as local news goes. I'm going to be involved with a little special event, and I think my guys are going to be there as well if we can get the internet to work. The Arc of Bradford County presents our third annual Christmas fundraiser to be held at the Women's Club of Stark, 201 North Walnut Street, like I said, in Stark, Florida, on Tuesday, December the 3rd, 2019. At 6 p.m. is our social hour. 6:30 p.m. will be dinner. 7:15 will be a cake auction. Mitchell, I know you're bidding on a couple of cakes there, I've been told.
You might see me bid on
Yeah,
a few.
I know Michael Heater's bidding on a couple. 7:45 entertainment will be happening, and I'll be providing that, whether it's music or whatever we're going to do there. And tickets are $160 per table, 8 seats per table, or $20 each. Tickets are available at the Arc of Bradford County Incorporated, 1351 South Water Street, Stark, Florida, 32091. And the phone number for that is 904-964-7699. All the money raised here. We was on the radio with Chuck Kramer yesterday, and I want to thank him for letting us join him. But
Had a
all the
great
money,
time.
yeah, had a great time. All the money here raised goes to the consumer. If you don't know what the consumer is, it's the people that belong to the Arc. It helps for them to go to movies, to go to special events and things like that. So all the money raised will go straight to them, and them to be able to have some fun.
And one last thing, you know, to Shop with the Cop is coming up real soon.
Yes, it is.
If you want to donate money for Shop with the Cop, you need to get with Mr. Barry Warren before Friday.
Right. Exactly right. All right, that's our local news and wrap up there. Let's get to some national news, even though Mr. Byron Bagwell's not here. But before we get there, thank you, guys, for joining us on the Spot with David Rodgers on a beautiful Saturday night. Rivalry weekend in college football. We'll be getting into that. Here's our national and world update brought to you tonight by Miracle Automotive and Recovery in McClenny and Stark. Remember, when you have an automotive crisis, don't pray for a miracle. Just call Miracle, 904-368-1114. The body of a missing 5-year-old boy has been found, and 2 other children are still missing after their vehicle was carried away by floodwaters that struck central Arizona yesterday. Over 50 rescuers are searching the Tonto Creek area, 200 miles east of Phoenix, after torrential rains caused the flooding. 3 hikers fell, and 2 of them were killed at Utah's iconic Delicate Arc in the Arches National Park Friday morning. A couple in their 60s died at the scene, and a 3rd person was taken by helicopter to a hospital. My goodness. How about this? You know, we read about guns and knives, and here's one right here. A man and a woman were killed in a knife attack on the London Bridge yesterday. The suspect was subdued by bystanders as London police arrived. A second knife attack a few hours later resulted in 1 person being killed and several others injured. Both attacks are being classified as terror attacks. We hear more and more of this. I was talking a little bit to all of you guys, especially Michael Heater. What's going to happen now? Are we going to start banning knives? You want to take away your guns. You even said it to me yourself. Are they going to, stop selling knives at Walmart and every place else? Are you going to have to be registered to carry a knife? It's coming down the pike.
I know one thing. I won't have to worry about a knife as long as I got my 38 on me.
That's it. Hey, don't bring a knife to a gunfight.
That's right.
There you go. You got that. How about this right here? President Trump pulled a little switcheroo on you and on the media and secretly flew to Afghanistan to spend Thanksgiving with the American troops and Bagram Army base. The president helped serve a traditional turkey dinner and spoke thanking the best and bravest soldiers in the world before flying back to Florida early Friday morning. I'm going to tell you what, man, our armed forces, man, best in the world, bar none. I'm going to tell you right now, I'll put them guys against anybody. I'll put them against 2 or 3 people at one time. I guarantee you, we could do the job.
Oh, yeah. And we got, not only do we have some really good men and women, but we also have some really good equipment.
Yes, we do. Some we don't even know about.
Right.
President Trump arranged for a fake caravan to travel to the golf course at Mar-a-Lago, Trump's Florida estate, and the media bit on the roost, helping him keep the trip to the Middle East a secret. Man, I'm telling you what. And that's the national and international wrap-up. This news segment brought to you by Kirk and Kenny Miracle and Miracle Automotive and Recovery in Stark and McClenny. If you need their help, call 904-368-1114 and tell them that On the Spot with David Rodgers and the crew sent you, and I guarantee you, Kenny and Kirk will take care of you in a miracle. Right?
That's right.
There you go. And that's the national international wrap-up. Like I said, now it's time to delve into our sports section. Well, ladies and gentlemen, here we are back, and our sports section. I tell you, we've got a lot to talk about. Rivalry weekend. Mitchell Gunner, we spoke quite a bit about it right here. But before we get into that, I want to stick local a little bit and talk about our Bradford Tornadoes. Right. One more quick time. Bradford, unfortunately, last Friday night before, ended their season to the Bulls Bulldogs 16-6. So no more football. But right now, we have basketball that's prevalent.
But it'll be back in less than 230 days.
Well, no, it's 264.
264.
Yeah,
okay,
264
okay.
now.
Okay.
Yeah, who's keeping count though?
That's right.
Yeah, who's keeping count? We ain't keeping count. But anyway, whoa, look at there. Is that right? Am I seeing that right? Did Auburn just beat Alabama? Whoa, my goodness, 48-45. Well, we called that son of a gun. Yeah,
Well,
nope, I just seen it right here, Mr. Heater, if that's the truth, if that's a final, and I think it is, and we'll check that out anyway.
I picked Bama by 3, but I knew it was going to be
Yeah,
a close
it was going to
one.
be close, I tell you. And, well, ain't got to worry about Bama being in the playoffs this year. That
done.
ends that. They're done. That's it. Toast. But anyway, basketball is prevalent right now at Bradford High School. The junior varsity will be playing on December the 4th at Fleming Island in a little tournament at 6:30. Then on the 9th, the varsity will play Cornerstone Christian. That will be at home. Junior varsity plays at 5:30, and the varsity plays at 7. So make sure you get your basketball schedule as well. The girls' basketball has been underway already, Mitchell, since the 12th of November.
Right.
And I tell you, on the 3rd, they will be away as they'll go to play Keystone Heights Lady Indians in a big Key District game. The junior varsity plays at 5:30, and the varsity plays at 7. And then turn around on Thursday again, and they'll play away, and they'll go to Gainesville Eastside in another Key District game. Again, same times, 5:30 and 7. And then they'll finish it off on Friday as they're back home, and they will take on the Gainesville High School Purple Hurricanes. 5:30 and 7 is game time there. So make sure that you tune in for the girls basketball there. Also, middle school. How about here? Middle school on the 5th of December, they're going to be at Lake Asbury. The boys play at 5:30 and the girls play at 6:45. And then on the 9th, they'll Wilkinson School. That's at home here. Both of those games are at home. They'll play boys at 5:30 and the girls at 6:45. Right. Girls weightlifting. Autumn Rodgers, my daughter, is the coach of the weightlifting team. She says they're doing really good. On 12/6, they got the Swanee Invitational over in Swanee, and that's at 4:30. Right. So that'll be something going on. And then on 12/12, December the 12th, they'll be at Gainesville High School, and that meet is at 4:30. And then, of course, they'll start getting into districts and all that, and I'll get into that at a later date. So that's what's going on at Bradford High School as far as the local sports are going and winter sports.
Well, you also got coming up really soon, you got wrestling.
Yep.
You got track and field.
Boys weightlifting.
And boys weightlifting. So
yep.
A lot of stuff
baseball,
going on.
Too. We'll be talking baseball. Bradford baseball. I think that team is going to be a little bit better. So absolutely looking for that. All right, sticking in the high school ranks, just want to go over the football here. We're down to our final 16 teams that it's going to be playing for a state championship. Bradford, don't hang your head on anything, brothers and sisters, because let me tell you something right now. You are one of the final 8 teams in Class 4A, and you could have easily been in this game here. A couple of things went your way, and you may have been playing in this game. But I'm going to tell you on the classes here what's going on. The big class, Class 8A, is Miami Columbus with a 10-4 record versus Apopka High School with a 12-1 record. That's the big boy school for the state championship. That ought to be a good game, Mitchell. In Class 7A, the number 5 ranked team in the country, St. Thomas Aquinas, 13-0. versus Orlando Edgewater, 12-1. That ought to be a real good game right there. Class 6A, that's the class that Lake City's in.
Right.
Pensacola Escambia. You know who played over there? Emmett Smith.
That's right.
Yep, 14-0, perfect record versus Miami Central, 11-3 in the Class 6A state championship. In Class 5A, Orlando Jones High School, 13-1 versus Miami Northwestern, 12-2. That'll be pretty good. Here's the class that we're interested in. Class 4A, the Bulls Bulldogs, 11-1 versus Booker T. Washington, 12-2 for the Class 4A state championship.
That's going to be a good game.
That's going to be a really good game, and they just barely beat Cocoa 20-14 Friday night. And, man, I'm telling you, that's how close Bradford was to going to this game right here. So, Class 3A, Florida State University High School, 12-1 versus Hollywood Chaminade Madonna, 11-2 for the Class 3A title. Class 2A, Victory Christian Academy, they beat University Christian last night, 20-6, 11-1 versus Miami Hialeah Champagnat Catholic, 9-3 for the Class 2A title, and the Class 1A title will be Bluntstown. It'll be a North Panhandle there, if you want to consider Madison in that, but I consider more north over here. Bluntstown, 13-0 from the Panhandle versus Madison County, 11-2 for the Class 1A championship. That ought to be a real good game right there.
Definitely.
All right, want to get into rivalry weekend, college football going on. Man, a lot of games, a lot of things going on. Just want to run over some scores with you. Maybe Mr. Michael Heater can help us out a little bit. Mike, who do we have on? Does anybody have anything to say? Because I guarantee you, a lot of people are saying a lot of things about rivalry weekend, aren't they? Okay, we're getting to you guys now, and I will acknowledge those. Number 1, Ohio State just rolled Michigan 56-13. Dave's happy about that. 56-27, excuse me. LSU and Texas A&M, they're playing here in just a few minutes. They've started. Clemson, no problem with South Carolina, 38-3. Number 4, Georgia, no problem with Georgia Tech, 52-7. We sort of figured that out. How about this one? The Iron Bowl. Number 15, Auburn, 48. Number 5, Alabama, 45. Go ahead and say it. See you later, Bama.
They're done.
they're done like
they'll get a good, nice bowl game, but
yep.
As far as getting into the top 4 for the playoffs,
no.
That's over.
That's over. Number 6, Utah and Colorado will play at 7:30. Number 7, Oklahoma. Number 21, Oklahoma State. That's the ABC game of the week. That'll be played, so that ought to be good. The one that surprised me, Mitchell, and we picked it, man, I didn't see this coming at all. Number 12, Wisconsin, 38. Number 8, Minnesota, 17. Boy, we didn't see that coming, did we? Jonathan Taylor, I knew was good. So that sets up Ohio State and Wisconsin for the chance to play for the Big Ten championship. We'll see if Wisconsin can knock them off. Baylor, 61. Kansas, 6. Man, did Kansas even get off the airplane?
I'll tell you what, Baylor's good.
Yes, they are. Number 10, Penn State, 27. Rutgers, 6. Florida at Florida State. We'll get into that here in a minute. That's playing here.
30-20, Florida.
Okay, well, I was going to wait to get your pick, but if you wanted to go ahead. Number 14, the Oregon Ducks, 24. Oregon State, 10. Notre Dame just crushed Stanford, 45-24. Yeah, that's bad. Number 17, Iowa, 27, beating Nebraska, 24. That was a real good game. Another real good game was number 18, Memphis, 34. Number 19, Cincinnati, 24. We sort of called that a little bit. And you know what that sets up, Dave? That sets up Memphis, by winning that game, gets to host them again next week. You're going to see Memphis and Cincinnati 2 weeks in a row for the AAC championship. Yeah, so Cincinnati has to go back there. They might as well just keep their motel room.
They might as well.
Might as well there.
Save on gas.
Save on gas. Yeah. Boise State 31, Colorado State 24. They're still in the thick of things. Southern Cal is off right now. They got an off week. Number 23, Iowa State at Kansas State. That's playing right now. How about this one? Mitchell, we got this one wrong too. Virginia 39. Number 24, Virginia Tech 30. Guess what that means?
Wow.
That means good luck, Virginia, as you take on Clemson next week in the ACC tournament.
They're going to get their doors pulled off.
Yeah.
No doubt about it.
And number 25, a team you like, Appalachian State, 48, Troy 13. So there you go. That's your top 25. Other games of note were going on. David Adams said he knew Auburn would win. He did tell me that. We had a nice little bet there. So, David, congratulations. Won it by 3, and I think you're still in that pool that you're in. Welcome in Noah Gibson, Byron Bagwell, Kenna Wilkerson, and Billy Rayberg. Thank you for joining us. We're going to talk a little Florida State right here as that game is just getting underway. And, of course, we want to be able to go and watch that game as well for sure. So, Gators touchdown already, 6-0. See what we just said right there? Extra point pending, I'm assuming, right? Extra point pending. Gators already on top, 6-0. And was that the opening drive, Michael, as far as you knew? So they took it down the field. And so 7-0 Gators as the extra point is good. Want to just go around real quick. I see John over there, man. He's like, God darn it, really?
10 minutes left in the first.
Yeah, 10 minutes left in the first quarter there. So it looks like the Gators kept the ball there 5 minutes and had a nice little drive down the field there. Yeah. So, Michael, I know you see the score right there, 7-0 already. Still early. Give me a quick pick and what you think.
Quick pick. It's going to be closer than a lot of people are predicting. Gators are going to win. Sorry. I know I'm surrounded by
It's all right. It's okay.
Being
By things, yeah.
by fans with free shoes, but it's going to be. It's probably going to be. I'm thinking it's going to be probably about 35. I'd say 35-17.
35-17. So you like it by 18 points, okay? John? It's already 7-0, brother, and I know John's a big Florida State fan too, guys. So we're sitting here amongst all the Gator fans here. So I know that this is going to be a hard pick for you, brother.
38-35 FSU.
FSU 38-35.
They both got flaws on both sides of the line. They've both.
Agreed.
I mean, this is a big rivalry game. No matter what the rest of the season looked like, this game is completely different. So.
Just
Billy.
seen what yeah. Billy says 102-0. That's yeah.
See who didn't take their meds this morning.
Yeah, we see. Yeah, who didn't take those? All right, Dave, over to you real quick.
Well, I'm going to have to go with the Gators, 28-14.
How much?
28-14.
28-14, Florida. All right, Mitchell, you said 30-20, right?
That's
Are
right.
you going to stick with it?
I'm sticking with it.
All right.
30-20.
All right. Well, when we was in there with Chuck yesterday, he asked me, and my heart, man, I want to go with John. My heart tells me Florida State. It really does. Of course, I want my team to win. But I'm not. I know when the better team is, they're playing at home. Good grief. There you go. They're playing at home. I like Florida to win this game closer than people think. I'm going to say Florida wins the game. Let's see, there's already 7. Let's go 28-20 Florida. If Florida State can keep it within 10, I'd really be happy. That'd be a win for us, really, to be honest with you. Nobody's given us a chance to win this game. They really shouldn't. You should be out there playing with all you got, man. You know, if you want to upset a number 11 team in the college football
You got to
playoff.
play it's your last game of your
Yeah,
career.
and Billy says the Gators must be running the ball all on the Seminoles right now. Sounds like a bad case of poo-poo. Lucy Davis, welcome in. So that's the way I look at it. It's going to be a great game. It should be. I hope it is. But already, like I said, 7-0, and let's see what the Seminoles can do on offense. Want to wrap up the show here, guys. Anything? Let's go around the table. Michael Heater, anything that you're thankful for? We had Thanksgiving weekend. Anything that you see coming up on the horizon? Anything that you want to talk about before we go? Because we all want to go watch the Florida State game.
Real quick, things I'm thankful for. There's been a lot of personal changes in my life the last couple of weeks.
Right.
Thankful for friends.
Mm-hmm.
Thankful to be accepting some new challenges.
Okay.
Excited about those challenges.
Yep.
Who needs sleep when you have challenges?
Correct.
And but I'm excited. I'm excited for the first of the year. I think we got some big things coming down the pipe. Looking forward to it.
Right. All right, John.
Thankful for friends as well, and also all of life's challenges that it throws my way.
Yep.
Looking forward to all the new sponsors that we're getting. We started with one tonight.
Yes, we did. By the way.
And looking forward to the rest of those. And there's also, keep your ears peeled out, there's an event coming up the first or second week of December that I was named director of, which will be a Christmas Under the Stars event.
Okay.
Out there at 1307 Rayford Road, which is the Methodist Church parsonage. And we'll have a live nativity, a little bit of entertainment, some stories, and a lot of Christmas lights. In the millions of Christmas lights. I started putting those up today.
Good. And that'll be on our website as well for people. Okay, so that's great. Mr. Dave Holland, how about you?
Oh, my goodness. I am thankful for so much. I'm thankful for being born in the greatest country in this world.
Amen.
I am thankful for having the camaraderie of you guys around me. And I am thankful for living in a town that has accepted me and made me feel like it's my home.
Mitchell Gunner.
Well, I'm thankful. Thankful. Excuse me, tongue twister. Thankful for my Lord. Thankful for my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ.
Yes, amen.
Because I know without Him, things will not be done. So I'm thankful for Him. I'm thankful for my family and my friends, and hopefully there's going to be some great things happening here real soon. Applied for some other jobs with Alachua County, so hopefully I will fit into one of those positions.
Sure.
That'll be a little bump in pay, but it also gives you a little bit more responsibility, and I'm looking forward to that. I can handle it.
I hear that, and I know you can. We know what kind of person you are. Billy said he's thankful he's not a Seminole fan.
Me and you both, Billy. Me and you both.
Yeah, well, I'm thankful that. Yeah, I'm thankful for the doctor, that prescribes his medication for him, as John just said. And we're thankful that you're not a Seminole fan either, Billy, to be honest with you. So,
He'll be laying on the floor because someone blew him.
yeah. But anyway, I'm just thankful for everything that I'm able to do, that I'm able to help out with. Thankful for just the time that I get to spend with you guys as well. I think we got a great thing going here. And speaking of a great thing going, by the way, we are working on YouTube. So most of these shows that you see will be on YouTube. It may be simulcast at the same time. Got a great person working on that right now, checking into that. So hopefully that'll be coming to pass. I'm thankful for my job. I'm thankful for being able to do trivia on Thursday nights. Thankful for having this show twice a week that we all can get together on. And the other things, the voice of the tornadoes, I'm thankful for that. And just thankful, like Dave said, for living in the greatest country in the world today and being surrounded by the greatest armed forces in the world today as well, which is our United States military, all of them combined. And, thankful I'm alive, man, that I can put one foot on the ground each day. You know what I mean? Life is so precious. You need to take advantage of it as you can. Do the things that you're inspired to do. If it could be anything. If if you're inspired to get another job, look into it. Don't let it pass you by. And Byron Bagwell just said, our co-host that's not here with us, said he's thankful to be back home and is going to be joining us on Tuesday. I know he told me he really missed the show. He was ready to get back here tonight. He says, I missed too many of them. I really like being on there. And we like it when you're on here as well. And just thankful for everything that God is able to let us have. So, because I tell you, guys, you know what? We're not entitled to anything.
That's right.
We're not entitled to anything. And
tomorrow's never a promise.
A promise. Where it's not a promise here in the next few seconds, really.
Right.
So just thankful for all that. So, guys, thank you for joining us. Come on in, guys, real quick. And just slip in here real quick just for a second here. Come on in, John. Come on in, Dave. Come on in, Michael. Again, this is the crew right here, minus a couple of people. If y'all will duck down, let everybody see y'all's pretty face. Want to thank you for joining us tonight. Thank you for being a loyal fan. We enjoy it. Please make sure you comment and send comments to our website and our webpage. Mike, if you'll give that real quick where everybody can send that information to on a topic they want to discuss or just anything.
Hey, absolutely. We would like to hear from you. You don't have to comment during the show when we're live. You can send us email 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. It's onthespot32091@gmail.com. Again, pencils ready. onthespot32091@gmail.com.
John, just a little bit on YouTube. We are working towards YouTube, right? Should be for people that
broadcast on Tuesday.
Oh, hey, look at there. How about that? Right here, just broke it right here. We'll be ready to broadcast on Tuesday with YouTube. I know a lot of my friends don't have Facebook. Right. So they say, hey, how about YouTube? Right. Well, now they'll be able to watch the show. Dave, got a lot of things going on with the production of the show, as everybody can see. Got a lot of nice gadgets up here. On behalf of the whole staff right here, God bless you guys. We'll see you on Tuesday. Enjoy the rest of your college football weekend. Enjoy your pro football weekend. Thank you very much. God bless you. Good night. Go Noles. How about that? Yeah. Good night, guys.